Hello. Today was a very busy day for me. I actually met with Amanda, my nutritionist, and following that gosh awful weekend that I self-inflicted myself with misery because I indulged in all of the foods that I'm going to choose to restrict myself from, which are on my food sensitivity and food intolerance lists. Oh my goodness, today is the beginning of my new healthy lifestyle. So even though it was a busy day, it's already been a great day. Amanda gave me a reminder crash course on body composition, and body composition is an integral part of your health and wellness, and learning and understanding what your personal body composition is regarding your total weight, which includes how much fat cells you have, your muscle content, and your water content. Those three things, and determining how balanced they are or imbalanced they are can be a very important part for you to be able to set and meet goals for fitness, for wellness, and for overall health. Like anything in life, we need to balance things. Body composition being your fat, muscle, and water, all of those need to be in good sequence with each other. You need to have the certain amounts of each. For you as a personal individual person, it's based on your height, weight, your size, your age, and a bunch of other things. It's important to be able to learn about that and recognize what your personal needs are. Just like everything in life, we need to balance rest with exercise, work with play. Well, you need to be able to balance your weight and the content of your total body weight. If there are imbalances to those, that can lead to a lot of different disease processes, like cardiovascular disease. That is issues with your heart. You can have issues with shortness of breath, mental health issues, be that dementia, depression, anxiety. You can have diabetes, obesity, liver cirrhosis, sleep apnea. The list goes on and on and on. If you have an imbalance to the nutritional content of your body composition, so it's important to understand that you can't just step on a scale and determine what your weight is and have that be a good indicator of whether you're healthy or not. I am living proof of that. When I stepped on my scale after a couple of weeks of chemotherapy, my scale was going up and up and up. And at the time, I actually had been very thin and kind of malnourished prior to all of this disease process, my cancer starting. So my weight gain was actually not a healthy weight gain. My weight gain was because my cells, I had water retention happening because I had excess extracellular water putting pressure on my arteries, on my blood vessels rather, and my internal intracellular water content was very, very poor, and my overall health was unhealthy. Even though it looked like I needed to gain weight, my scale was going up, and I was I was just feeling worse and worse, and my immune system was all out of imbalance. So it's important to be able to understand what your individual body composition is and what you need to work on, because there are some people that one person needs to decrease their fat cells and another person actually needs to increase their fat cells. They need to be able to have healthier weight gain. So we're all different, and body composition is based on all of those things that I already mentioned, and it's important to be able to, for me, I needed a nutritionist to remind me of that and to measure all of that for me. Okay, so how do you get tested? There's multiple ways to have your total body composition tested. Amanda uses a body composition analyzer machine. She has a preparation for you before you come in the day you're going to have the composition test done. To start with, you cannot eat 4 hours before the test. You can't have any caffeine. No alcohol for 24 hours before the test. That's not a problem for me. I don't consume alcohol. You can't exercise 12 hours before the test. The big one that was difficult for me was you have to drink 1 quart of water in 1 hour's time. So if you're, for my example, my test was at 11 o'clock in the morning. So from 10 a.m. till 11 a.m., I needed to drink 1 quart of water. What was difficult was Amanda's about a half an hour away from me, so the majority of my drinking time of that water was while I was driving, and there are lots of potholes in Wisconsin, and it was a very bumpy, difficult ride. And the one thing that I had forgotten to ask Amanda was whether or not you needed to have a full bladder for the test. You don't. I know that now, so I'll give that little clue to you. So of course, the first thing when I walked in her office, the first question, you know what my first question was, and she did indeed give me the approval and the okay to use the restroom, and then we went ahead and did the test. You cannot wear pantyhose or put lotion on your hands or feet before the test. I think I said no caffeine. So all of those things can interfere with your test results. The reason for the pantyhose and the lotion is, so what she does is she takes electrodes and she attaches one to your right foot and one to your left foot. So you want to have a good conduction going on. So obviously you don't want to have the barrier of a pantyhose or the greasiness of lotion. So you've got a nice conduction going on if you have a nice clean skin. So those are important aspects. So she puts those electrodes on and turns it on, and essentially what happens then is you have a low level of electrical currents that go through your body. You don't feel it at all. She chats with me while she was chatting with me while we were doing it, and I didn't feel a thing. I didn't even really feel her putting the electrodes on, for that matter. So the electrical currents, they flow through your body, and they're affected differently based on the different tissue in your body. So it collects data, and she also does a hip circumference measurement, a waist circumference measurement, and then she takes the ratio of the two of those. Between all of those things, she comes up with your total body composition. She also does weigh you, because that's still important. It's just not the firm indication of whether your weight is healthy or not. So for my body composition, I need to increase my intracellular water content, I need to decrease my fat cells, and I need to decrease my symptoms, because one of the other things that she does do is she gives you a full sheet of body systems, and you have to rate from 0 to 4, 0 meaning you don't have any symptom at all, to 4 being you have symptom frequent and severe. So an example of mine would be my GI distress, and rating that in each subsystem of your body systems. She has you tally up your total, and then you get a grand total, and she keeps a record of that. And then she gave me a nice, let me try to find it here, scale that it's hard for you to see. Actually, I don't have it here. Yeah, I do. You can see that obviously there's no scale there yet, because it was my baseline today. But what'll be nice is I can tell that it's going to give me keep a nice data record for me regarding my water content in my body composition, my body fat, and my muscle. And then of course she keeps record each time I come, and how often I come is up to me. I'm going to see her, it was 3 weeks, I'm going to see her in 3 weeks, and then I'll probably, I don't know, we'll see what happens in 3 weeks, how I'm feeling. So she keeps record of your symptoms, and of course you want to make sure that your symptoms are going down with your new healthy choices for your eating habits and your drinking habits. She gave me a more, she went through what my serving size is. I mentioned briefly in a prior video that she breaks down the your food categories, and they're broken down into protein, legumes, nuts and seeds, dairy. For me, I can't have dairy, but in my dairy section it does include non-dairy things, and I did find a coconut yogurt that looks pretty good. I haven't tried it yet. Start my diet today, so maybe I'll have it later today. But that actually would be considered my dairy. There is a category 1 vegetable, and the category 1 vegetable is like your broccoli, your celery, your basic vegetables, your overall vegetables. Your category 2 is your root vegetables, like your sweet potatoes, your turnips, beets, those types of things. And then you have your fruit, grain, and oils and fat. And oils and fat is very important to make sure. That's where I actually struggle. I don't use enough healthy oils and fats, and it's going to be harder for me, even harder now, because I can't have avocados, and that is a healthy fat. And then it does break down your herbs and your spices and your other, for me, vitamins and minerals and all of those, because I had that test done. Not everybody chooses to have those, but so it's showing me in here too what the vitamins and minerals that I can have as well. And she broke them down and is telling me how many servings per day that I can have. She also instructed me to make sure that after I have my breakfast, whenever I was honest with her and told her that I usually don't eat breakfast till like 10 o'clock. She said that's fine. But as soon as I do have my first meal of the day, from there forward, I need to eat every 4 hours. And that includes a morning, afternoon, and evening snack. And those snacks need to include a protein, and that would be a protein, a legume, or a nut. So if I have fruit, I need to have like fruit and a nut as well, so that you have the protein working in there to, again, we're working on that balance thing. So she gave me a indication of what my weight is and what my muscle, overall muscle content is, what my water retention is, and whether it's intracellular and extracellular. That's broken down. And what I missed, my fat, my weight, my water, and my muscle. I think I actually said that already. So I have those, and she will continue to, so I'll see her in 3 weeks. She'll continue to keep that data for me, and eventually I'll have a nice scale where you can't really see it right now, but I'm excited to know that I'm visual. Everything for me is very visual. So when this scale starts to show me if I'm going up or down, hopefully I'll be doing well. I'm going to try. Actually, we have a saying at work, trying is dying. So I'm not going to try. I am going to do this. And I'm going to practice what I teach. And I will keep you posted as far as how I am doing. Oh, one other thing that she taught me was, that whole thing with food sensitivities and intolerances. She is encouraging that you don't eat the same thing more than every 2, in my case, she's encouraging me to every 3 days, because I have so many intolerances and sensitivities that she has encouraged me to try to go, so if I have chicken today, don't have chicken for 3 days, and make sure that you get your protein from other sources. So that's important for anybody, whether you choose to do this testing or not. I've learned that that's something that we should be doing. If you have coffee today, but you need caffeine, that's fine. Get your caffeine from tea. Don't drink coffee every day. Switch up your foods, switch up your liquids. Try to refrain, and I really always encourage all of my patients to refrain from alcohol or any illicit drugs, because all of that just causes complete havoc on your system. That's just another whole vlog for me to do someday. In any event, I will touch base with you in a couple of days and let you know. She did tell me that I will do some detoxing. And I know what that's like, because I've tried so many different other diets, being the flushes and the detoxing, and I've been through that. So I'm prepared and ready for it, and I'm ready to take it on. So I will touch base in a few days and let you know if I'm still alive and doing well, and I really think I'm going to be. I'm excited about this. Have a great day.